Do you feel like you've gotten a command over your English, but when you go to your workplace settings and you have to talk to your bosses and clients, you struggle with using a formal and professional language? It might be because a lot of English these days you might have picked using watching YouTube videos or TV series on Netflix or Amazon Prime, and that might have given you a flavor of what and how to speak English, but it may not necessarily have a very professional tone. And you might be wondering how you can incorporate that professional class into your speaking, because you have to continuously deliver team presentations, interact with senior leadership, or maybe take clients out on important luncheons and dinners. And so if you are struggling with incorporating professionalism in your language, today's video is all about that. First of all, the first thing you can do to incorporate professionalism is to use formal language. And by the use of formal language, I mean please reduce all the contractions that you might be using, such as I'll, you are, and so forth, because first of all, they should never appear in your written language. In a spoken one, it can still be fine. In the written ones, they're obviously spotted and they do not look good. But even among when you're speaking, you would want to clearly articulate and distinguish these words like they are and not they are, or something like I'll, or which used to say I will. Okay, you want that formal language to come around. It's just a difference, and people tend to appreciate when you put this extra effort of distinguishing while being in a formal setting versus an informal setting. Apart from that, try to use sir and ma'am as much as possible, even if when the people are at your same stature or juniors. If you're not very familiar with them, you would want to err on the side of formality over the side of informality, because you do not know, maybe somebody is looking younger to you in age but senior in position, and that might make a huge difference. Finally, pay special attention to grammar. In a formal language, grammar is very important. If you do not pay attention and you have typos, spelling mistakes, or even just subject verb agreements or other mistakes related to grammar, it just does not look professional. It looks like you do not pay attention to the details, and you cannot be somebody who could be trusted with authority and responsibility. The second idea I want you to take away home when it comes to bringing professionalism is to use polite language. Be as polite as possible regardless of who you're talking to and what your mood is like. Do not express too much of an emotion. While that is something I tend to tell in some of the other videos, to express yourself, to connect. But in a formal setting, you would want your work or the content of what you're talking about to speak more than the delivery itself, because you might not just be representing yourself, you might be representing the entire business. In the formal setting, it can get a little difficult. With that, I would suggest you to keep your tone mostly towards the neutral or towards the warm side. Please do not go for anything that is aggressively hot or too cold in terms of your demeanor, on your style or your tone or your presentation. Too hot means that you're easily irritated, you sound frustrated, you're showing your anger or displeasure. Or too cold would be like something like where you're just so stoic and aloof that you just come out with as somebody who is very disinterested. Neither of the two sides of the spectrum is good. The neutral side, or just the one with a little bit of warm smile, is the emotional spectrum do you want to stay in. Finally, kill the filler words. You do not want like to show up at any point of time in your speech. Embrace the silence and the awkwardness that comes with it, but just do not use the filler words. Filler words makes you more ramble, and by their use itself, you look unprofessional. You look like someone who is not polished, who is not prepared, and that is not the impression you want to make. But at the same time, when you're also using these filler words, you tend to ramble a lot more and go into tangents that you don't have to, and that again confuses and just pushes away the audience you're talking to. So I hope you found these 3 tips on incorporating professionalism in your conversation to be helpful. And if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button and share it with as many friends as possible, or your workplaces or your bosses. I do not care, but if you can share it with as many people as possible, that will be amazing. And please let me in the comment section that what do you think about today's video, any thoughts, comments on anything I have said today, and any other topic you want me to make video upon. I would love to hear that. So with that said, have a great day and see you in the next video.